Do you ever catch yourself saying something to a friend or partner and think, oh no, I sound just like my mum or my dad? Or maybe you find yourself repeating the same arguments with your parents that seem to go nowhere, like you are stuck in some kind of emotional time loop. And if you are nodding along, you are not alone. Today we are diving into something that affects millions of adults and young adults in particular, generational patterns, and how therapy can be the key to breaking free from cycles that no longer serve us. I'm Dr. Olena from London Trusted Therapy, and whether you are dealing with communication breakdowns, boundary issues, or feeling trapped in old family dynamics, this video is going to give you practical insights and hopefully hope for creating healthier relationships with your parents. So, what are generational patterns? Think of them as invisible family blueprints that get passed down from parent to a child, often without anyone realizing that it's actually happening. These patterns can show up as communication styles like shutting down during conflict or becoming overly critical. They show up as emotional responses such as anxiety around money or difficulty expressing vulnerability. They show as relationship dynamics, including people-pleasing, codependency, control issues, or difficulty with boundaries. Coping mechanisms like workaholism, perfectionism, or avoiding difficult conversations. And here is the thing. Your parents learned these patterns from their parents, who learned them from theirs. It's not about blame, it's about awareness. And your mom might have learned to be hyper-controlling because her mother was absent. Your dad might struggle with emotional expression because vulnerability wasn't safe in his childhood home. The challenge for young adults is that these patterns often become most visible when you are trying to establish your own identity and independence. Suddenly, you are bumping up against family expectations, communication styles, and emotional reactions that might have worked when you were younger but feel suffocating now. Why young adulthood is the perfect time for change? Because actually it's also it's an ideal time to address these patterns, and here is why. Your brain is still developing. It's developing its executive functions and emotional regulation until about the age of 25. Which means that you have incredible neuroplasticity, your ability to form new neural pathways and change ingrained behaviors. You're also in a natural life stage of identity formation. You're figuring out who you are outside of your family system, which creates the perfect opportunity to consciously choose which family patterns you would like to keep and which ones you want to leave behind. Plus, you likely have more independence now than ever before, which gives you the space and perspective needed to see these patterns clearly and make different choices, the ones which are meaningful to you. The young adults I work with often tell me that they feel caught between two worlds, wanting to maintain connection with their parents while also needing to establish their own way of being in the world. So if we look here at the role of therapy and how it can actually help with this, I would like to highlight the following. Number one, parent helps with pattern recognition. A therapist acts like a detective, probably one of the reasons why I chose this profession, helping you identify patterns that might be invisible to you. And when you are inside a family system, it's hard to see the forest for the trees. Therapy provides that outside perspective to help you recognize, well, hang on a minute, this is a pattern, not just the way things are. Therapy helps with understanding without blame. Good therapy helps you understand your parents' behavior within the context of their own experiences, without excusing harmful behavior or requiring you to fix the relationship. You can have compassion for your parents' struggles while still setting boundaries around their impact on you. Skill building. I mean, this is absolutely huge. Therapy teaches you to concrete skills for setting and maintaining boundaries, communicating your needs clearly and directly, managing your emotional responses during difficult conversations, and differentiating between your emotions and your parents' emotions. It also helps creating new responses instead of falling into automatic reactions. Therapy helps you develop what I call conscious responses. You learn to pause, assess what's happening, and choose how you want to respond rather than just reacting impulsively and instinctively from old patterns. Therapy helps with healing your own wounds. Often, the patterns that bother us most in our parents are connected to our own unhealed wounds. Therapy provides a safe space to process these experiences and heal, which naturally shifts the dynamic within your family relationship. So if we look at real-world application, let me give you some concrete examples of how this works in real life, applying therapy to help you break away from deeply ingrained patterns. Let's look at scenario 1, the boundary issue. Before therapy, Sarah's mom, I'll describe a situation. Sarah's mom would call her multiple times a day with criticism and unsolicited advice. And Sarah feels guilty if she doesn't answer and resentful when she does. What is it that therapy can help us here? Sarah would learn to set loving boundaries. She would tell her mom, I love you and I do want to hear from you. I'm going to check in with you on Sundays and Wednesdays, and if it's something really urgent, then please text me first before calling. So Sarah would stop answering every call and wouldn't carry guilt about it. Scenario number 2. The communication breakdown. So before therapy, every conversation with Mike's dad would turn into an argument about Mike's life's choices. And Mike would either explode in anger or would shut down completely. So after therapy work, Mike learned to stay regulated during these conversations, and this is really, really difficult. So when his dad would start criticizing his career path, Mike would respond like that: Dad, I hear you're worried about my future. So that would validate his dad's feelings. I'm making choices that I feel right for me right now. And then he would proceed to describing his position. Can we find something else to talk about? So this is step number 3 when he's offering a constructive resolution. So notice what is different here. These young adults aren't trying to change their parents. They're changing their own responses, which naturally would allow for the shift to happen within the entire family dynamic. And it's important to be mindful of challenges and have realistic expectations. I want to be real with you about the challenges that you might face when you start working on yourself. So your family might, I'm saying might, but would like to say would initially resist your changes. When you start setting boundaries or responding differently, it can create temporary tension because you are disrupting deeply ingrained familiar patterns, even if those patterns were not healthy. Change is gradual. You're not going to have one therapy session and then suddenly have a perfect relationship with your parents. This is ongoing work that happens in layers. As my own therapist used to say, it takes grit to grow, and this kind of work would require a lot of conscious consistency and compliance, a lot of grit. And some relationships do have limits. While therapy can help you navigate your relationship with your parents more skillfully, it can't force them to change. And this is something really important to kind of be aware and accept. Sometimes the healthiest choice is accepting what the relationship can and cannot provide. But here is what I want you to know. Even small changes in how you show up can create significant shifts in your relationships and your own well-being. You have more power than you do realize. So, practical steps. How do we get started? If this resonates with you, here is what you can do. Number one, start by noticing patterns. Keep a simple journal for a week about interactions with your parents. What triggers you? What are your automatic responses? What do you notice about communication patterns? Consider therapy. Look for therapists who specialize in family systems or relationship therapy, those who specialize in young adult issues or in intergenerational trauma. Many therapists now offer online sessions, making it more accessible than ever. Be patient with yourself. Breaking generational patterns is brave and arduous work. You are not just changing your own life, you are potentially changing the trajectory for future generations. And remember, seeking therapy to improve your relationship with your parents isn't disloyal or ungrateful. This is what I hear quite a lot in my therapy sessions. It's actually one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and for them. Breaking free from generational patterns isn't about cutting off your family or rejecting where you came from. It's about consciously choosing which parts of your family legacy you want to carry forward and which parts you are ready to transform. And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content about mental health, relationship, and personal growth. Drop a comment below sharing one pattern you've noticed in your own family, and let's support each other in this important work. Remember, you have the power to be the one who changes the pattern. Your future self and potentially your future family will thank you for the courage that you show today. I'll see you in the next video.